So today's video was filmed by Kenny. I was actually out doing that whole NASCAR experience. You guys probably have seen that video. If you haven't, it's my most recent video. But anyway, so this whole video, Kenny shot it. He's in the garage showing you guys the fix from the dyno video from his white Supra about the whole boost cut. And yeah, I just want you guys enjoy this video. Show Kenny a lot of love. Give this video a big thumbs up. This is Kenny's first video that he played YouTuber, as he texts me. He's playing YouTuber for the day, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I just want to let you know, in this video, the voltmeter that was used is way off. It's a bad voltmeter. I'm going to tell you guys, do not buy a Harbor Freight voltmeter. If you watched my Instagram live video, maybe a couple weeks ago, you saw I had an issue with my car not starting. I had a Harbor Freight multimeter in my garage. I didn't bring home my Snap-on one that I use at work. That was giving me false readings as well. When I brought my Snap-on one, that one worked way better. Don't use a Harbor Freight multimeter for any kind of diagnosis. Just spend money on a good one, a good working one, and you'll be straight. So we used a good one after this video was made to double check all the voltage readings that you're going to see, and we're good. So without further ado, here's Kenny's video.
What's up, guys? So today we're in my garage. Sergio could not be here. He's out driving NASCAR, which is really awesome. I hope one day to do that. Shout out to him. I'm sure I'm going to be hearing that story later. Hopefully he took his camera so you get some footage. That would be awesome to show you guys. That's a once in a lifetime experience. So, but anyways, today we are here working on Freya. If you guys don't know, the white Supra. If you guys remember in the last video when we tried to dyno the car, it was hitting a boost cut. So the factory ECU, what that does is it basically limits how much boost the car will actually do before it shuts the power off. And we were hitting about a little over 18 pounds of boost. So 2JZ Motorsports, who I was on the phone with during that whole time that we was at Top Secret, shout out to Paul at Top Secret, he pretty much told us that it was essentially hitting boost cut, that he could send us a boost cut controller, which is really awesome. He pretty much shipped that out to me. I got that in, so we're going to be working on that today. He also sent me a speed limit cut. So if you guys don't know, the JDM ECU is limited to about 120 miles an hour. And obviously we want to go faster than that. Come on, it's a Supra, right? So we got that in also. We also have a manual boost controller that we're going to be putting in the car so that we could also, control how much boost it's making. We don't want it to go past like 20 pounds of boost. We ideally want to keep it, I ideally want to keep it around, I would say maybe 17 pounds. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing how to install all of those things. So here is everything that we're going to be installing today. You got the Gritty speed limiter cut controller, and you have the Gritty boost limiter cut controller. It says for SW20, which if you guys don't know is the MR2. Back then they didn't have one for the JZA80, which is the Supra, but these are compatible, so you can use these as well. And we have the Turbo Smart manual boost controller. So I'll be showing you guys how to install all of these and also how to adjust them, because it's not just about installing it. These products you also have to actually adjust so that you can make sure that everything is tuned in properly. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by setting up the controllers. So if you guys haven't already could tell, these are used products, but 2JG Motorsports sent them out for free, so we can't complain with that, right? So if you guys notice, the ends don't have the original connectors on them, which is fine. I can work with that. I'll probably take this guy here, connect it to this one, since I don't really have the other ends for these. And then this one here, I'll take off of these harnesses that I have here. I'll take these right here and pretty much solder them to those wires. And then I'll run some wires to these ends. And then these ends will wire up to the ECU. So what I decided to do was, since these both need to go to power and ground, I'm going to pretty much essentially have these both sitting on top of the factory ECU. like next to each other. So I'm probably just gonna run both of the wires together, the power and grounds, obviously ground to ground, power to power. And then I'll connect it with one of these guys here. Just, splice it into the ECU to get the power and ground, and, that'll just connect it simple like that. Then that'll solve that issue. And then I'll take these harnesses here instead and use these for the ones that splice into the ECU wires, since we have to cut the ECU wires and we have to run one wire going to pretty much the motor and one wire going to the ECU. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the boost cut controller, since I know exactly how that has to be wired. The speed limit cut controller is a little bit more confusing. I'm still trying to do some research on it, but we will be installing that today. So these two wires here for the boost cut controller, green and white, these are the ones that go, one goes to the motor, one goes to the ECU. So now, cover the whole area with solder. So now these two wires are wired up. And then, power and ground, we're going to just splice into the ECU's power and ground wires. That's no big deal. So let's go over to the car and we'll install this bad boy. Here we are. Here's the ECU. Now we got to find the correct wire. I believe it's a black and yellow wire as per instructions here. So the green wire goes to pretty much the ECU, and the white wire goes pretty much away from the ECU. So that's the wire, that's the opposite side of the black and yellow wire that is going towards the engine. So let's see if we can find these wires. So it looks like this wire right here, if you guys can see it, right next to the blue one. This one right here. No, not you. You're white. Here, the black one. This one looks like it's the black and yellow. If I can get it to zoom in. Focus, actually. That looks like black and yellow. So we'll be cutting that wire and wiring the white and green wire into that. I found the black and yellow wire right here. I already cut it. Got one end and the other end right here. So I'm gonna strip these wires. And then we will put the connect to it. Alright, so with those there, all we have to do is just connect them. And then I'll show you guys how we are gonna go about making the proper adjustments for this. Green wire goes to the ECU. Okay. The white goes to the one that is away from the ECU. So we have those plugged in, so we just gotta find like the 12-volt source and the ground. According to the instructions, we have the black and yellow wire, we have that spliced in right here. And now this wire right here, this brown wire, will be where we will tap into for the ground. And then we will find the 12-volt power source, which I believe is on this harness over here somewhere. So we'll check back with that one. Let's first do the ground. So guys, one thing that's really helpful for you, whenever you're trying to find a 12-volt source and you want to just be sure that it's the actual 12-volt source on the instructions, it's always best to just, grab a voltmeter. Just grab a simple voltmeter and just check it. Check it for yourself, right? So what they're saying is this wire back here on the other connector that I did not have disconnected It's like the bottom corner wire is a 12-volt source. So I have the ignition on. We put it, and then boom. As you can see, it's providing 16 volts right there. So we'll be tapping into that wire. It's literally like the back corner on the bottom. Of course, you know, every wire is on the bottom. Can't be a wire on the top. But yeah, so we'll be running our power to that. And then I will show you the procedure for actually checking, for actually dialing it in so that the car will no longer overboost. So we have everything connected, but in order to volt tune this, so this computer, what it does is it keeps the voltage low. That way, when it's boosting, it'll trick the. That's how it basically tricks the ECU to think that it's not overboosting. So usually for this car, it has to be the voltage will have to be between 4.1 and 4.3. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna volt tune this module so that the car will not overboost anymore. And to do that, I gotta open this up. I already checked ahead of time, but it does have a screw inside to adjust the voltage. But right now I'm gonna show you how to set up everything to with the voltmeter so that we can check the voltage. So far I have the green and white wires unplugged. I may need to go get some prongs, so give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. So the red and black wire can stay connected where they are. The according to this here, the white wire will have to go to any 12-volt source. So I may just run this extra wire that I just grabbed and put it to where the 12-volt source is. Then what I'll do is I'll put the red alligator clip on here, which is the white wire, and run this to this side of the 12-volt source. So now we're giving the white wire 12-volt source, and then the green wire, which I'll use the alligator clip again, will go to the 12 volts, the positive lead on the voltmeter. So now, and then the black one will just go to any ground. Okay, well, the next thing we need to do is we need to open this box up. So let's take these screws out. Okay, so if you see there, that yellow plus, that's actually a turn screw. That's how we're gonna volt tune this this little module. So right now we're at 5.49. That's extremely high. Let me see if I turn this screw. Okay, so I brought it down as far as the screw will turn. It's reading 4.65. Ideally, it was supposed to be around 4.1, but this, with the screw turned all the way down, the screw won't turn anymore, so we may just have to leave it at that and pray for the best, because if I start turning it, as you can see, the numbers are climbing, and when I turn it all the way down, it's at 4.65. Hopefully, I mean, maybe when the car is running, because I mean, it is getting around 16 volts from that spot right now. So maybe when the car is running, it'll be getting less volts, and that'll probably be dropping it down more. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna put this all back together though, and we should be good. Okay guys, so a little update with this one. I did some research. I found some manuals. One was in Japanese. Luckily, since I have the Note 10 with the S Pen, it lets you do like a translation, so I was able to do a little bit of translating. So it looks like for this one, we're going to be using these two wires. They go to the pink wire on the ECU, which I'll show you in a second. This yellow one looks like it's for these little controls here, but it did say that it's optional. So for right now, I'm probably just not gonna wire this. I don't even know where it goes. And then you have, you know, your typical power and ground, which these I'll splice into the boost cut controller where those are. So those will be fine. And then these I just have to wire to the pink wire, which I'll show you on the ECU. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these instead. I'll probably cut these off here, connect these into here, and then I'll clip this somewhere back here so that I have enough wire to run to the pink wires. And then we'll probably just do it like that. So that pink wire, that's the wire that we will be tapping into, which the brown and blue will go to. I believe the brown wire goes to the ECU and the blue will go away towards the sensor. I will of course double check that before I actually go and wire these in. So after a little bit of struggling, I have them double-sided taped on to the ECU. All the wires are in. It really doesn't look good at all. I hate the way it looks, but you know, what are you gonna do? There's not much space in here, and also trying to like fit in here to get to all the wiring. Plus it didn't have like the original connectors and stuff, so I did the best that I could. I mean, it should be all right, hopefully. And then everything should be good. This white wire, I don't know if I'm gonna need it or not, but for right now, I know the instructions say it's optional, so I decided just to not mess with it because it's starting to get late out here. As you guys can see, it's starting to get late. So, you know, I'm just gonna tidy this all up. Everything's wired in. The brown wire went to the ECU, like I said, and the blue wire went to the opposite end of that pink wire going to the sensor itself. So yeah, so now I'm gonna tidy this all up and then hopefully go for a test drive and see if it actually worked. Alright guys, so I just got back from test driving it. Success. It doesn't hit boost cut anymore. The check engine light didn't come on, so this time it actually went and hit the warning on the boost gauge, which I didn't really check to see how much it is. I'm gonna see if I could press the memory and let's see what it came out to. Alright, so here's the boost gauge. Let's see, we press memory. Alright, so there you have it guys. Before we was hitting at the 1.3, and look at that, we hit 1.4 this time. So there goes to show that it definitely worked. I didn't get the chance to check the mile per hour, obviously with, you know, traffic and things like that. I can't really do that. I'll probably just wait till we go back to the dyno and check it again, but we have success, man. It hit 1.4. So now I have to just install the boost controller, which I'll show you guys tomorrow probably, because it's already nighttime out. So tomorrow I'll show you guys that, and then we can control the boost actually. So yeah, this is awesome, man.